So the topic we'll be handling today is transforming your thinking to transform your wealth. Now, I'm going to come at this thing from a multi-dimensional approach. Yes, my audience are people who are interested in wealth creation using cryptocurrencies and other digital currencies. But then there are also in that audience people who also have other things they do for a living and then want to multiply their streams of income by adding the opportunities available on the crypto space. So based on that, I'm making this lecture broad, but still tailor it once in a while down to crypto trading and investing, okay? So let's start. My name is Inya-Agha. You all know my name. I'm digital business and investment mentor, crypto financial consultant, and the founder of the Mark Digital Academy, on whose auspices this training is coming to you. And so, things I do are this: I motivate, I inspire, and then I mentor, I coach, and then I lead by example. And when we bring these things together, it all is encapsulated in my vision, which is to empower people. And in that means also transform the nation. And so by teamwork, we now improve on your finances and it becomes a win-win situation for me. Because I'm of the opinion that there's nothing like a country's economy or Nigerian economy or American economy, right? It's the individuals inside Nigeria. That individual economy is what culminates into the country's economy. So, and that is why our quality of life is judged by, let's say, how much productivity goes on in that country based on GDP per ratio. And also it's judged by how much the people who live in that country are able to survive on per day. So they'll tell you that Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world because over 75% of its population are living below $1 a day. So how do we empower people now to go past, to begin to become productive such that they can generate value that can bring in more funds to them and so they can now live a better life? Now it all starts with the mindset, all right? Now there are two types of people in the business world. They are the creators and they are the makers. Now the creators, surprisingly, are only about 3% of the whole population. The makers make up the other 97%. And the creators are the ones that have the wealth because they are always creating value. And so the wealth of the nation revolves around them. Whereas the 97% who are the makers, most times are more on the consumption side. So ask yourself one question: are you a creator or are you a maker? Now, how you can answer it is very simple. If you don't create your day before you go out, it means you are going out to make the day others have created. Let me repeat. Difference between creators and makers is that the creators sit down in their study or in their abode and plan things out or create something, lay it out on a board or like a blueprint before they go out to begin to add activity to what they have created in their mind. But makers simply go out for the day and say, whatever today brings, I accept. They go out there, do their daily job, which others have thought out the processes. And they add nothing to the job. They just simply carry it out as they've been carrying it out over and over again and come back and get paid at the end of the month. Most makers are salary earners. But you can still be a salary earner and still have a creative mindset. You get? So in that job you are doing, you are still adding value to it. So you are approaching the job, even though you're a salary earner, you are still approaching the job like an entrepreneur, like a creator. And of course, you have better results as against those who approach the job and just do what is in the standard operational procedure and go. Okay? So it's always best if you operate as a creator than as a maker. Now, to be a creator, there's a mindset required for it. And in this year, 2023, you need a new mind in this year. And to get that new mind, you have to source information from books, from CD, from teachings like you're doing now. You need new knowledge so you can have new experiences. And then you need a new perspective to your thinking. People will say, think out of the box, right? So you must always think it through different means. Now you need a new approach to your style, because you can't keep doing the same thing you've been doing over and over again and expect a different result. So you have to change approach. And then based on that, you can now get new results or new outcomes, and then a new life beginning, and then a new vision. You always have to recalibrate and revalidate your vision. Your vision should not be static. As you improve yourself, as you self-develop, your vision also should improve as you go on. All right? Now, it's only when you have an improved vision of yourself that you now open up possibilities month by month in every year. So for January, for example, your possibilities are limited to the knowledge set you have for January. Let us say you go into rigorous self-development and you acquire new knowledge. Of course, by February, you have more opportunities to harness. As you go on improving your knowledge again, working on your vision, what happens? Emerge more possibilities. So if you think you're in a space where your opportunities are limited, what you need to do to expand your opportunities is to increase your knowledge base. Last time I checked, your earnings is dependent on the knowledge you have. So if you want to increase your earnings, what do? You increase the knowledge. And then what is vision? People have this erroneous impression that vision is what you want to be or what you're going to be in the future. No, vision is not futuristic. Vision actually is what you are now by virtue of what you are seeing. Right? That vision, only you is saying it. Nobody's saying it. Only you is saying it. So if that thing you are seeing is not affecting who you are now, it is not a vision. It's an illusion. All right? So, yes, you want to be a governor, for example. That's your vision. It should affect you in the now, because in the now, you can join a political party, get your membership card, start consulting, start seeing people, start visiting people, start doing small talks in community squares, in town halls. So, you see, that vision is affecting you now. It's not, I'm going to be a governor in future, and then you are doing something else different from what is required in line to become a governor, or to become a president, or to become a leader. Do you understand? So your vision must affect what you are doing in the now. That's how you know you are working on your vision. And so my next question is, how often do you work on your mind? Since we all know everything starts from the mind. Some people's someday is some people's everyday. That thing that target you want to achieve, that one-time goal you have, is some other person's everyday life or lifestyle. Okay? So we are created for success, but programmed for failure by the world. When God created you as a being, He made you a creative being. He gave you thinking faculties. You are not paid to have a brain or because you have a brain. You earn by using that brain. Okay? So these are the differences you ought to know. And then you are programmed for failure because the world keeps giving you a lot of negative feedback. You go to the news, it's all negative things here and there. They're telling you things you cannot do, you know. So you have to consciously keep yourself positively thinking for you to surmount all these failures the world has programmed in. Okay? Now, the next is you must understand that formal education will make you a living, but it's self-education that will make you a fortune. So, if you're a graduate, notice that some people go to school, read engineering, but end up in the banking sector. Some go to school, read, let's say, maybe architecture, but end up in the agri sector, right? That's because education is meant to be functional. There's no rule that says it is what you graduated from in school that you must practice as a person. It's just one aspect of you as a human being. You were not born to be a doctor. You were not born to be an engineer. You were born a creative being. You only studied how to be an engineer. Okay? You only studied how to be an architect. So if, for example, you want to become, you're an engineer, it took you 5 years to go through school, do your program, and came out as an engineer, right? If you decide to be a pilot, what happens? You go to pilot training school, and then 5 years down the line, you become a pilot. The same guy who is a pilot, if you decide to be something else again, same thing occurs. You can decide to be a program designer. You go and start reading about programming, and before you know, you're a program designer. So you can be anything you want to be. That's why somebody like Dangote is into cement, he's into salt, he's into pasta. So now he's going into refining crude oil. So he can be anything. So don't be tied down to your title. I am a pharmacist, but I'm not tied down to being a pharmacist. Right now, I'm a crypto mentor and coach. And there are many other things I do. I teach people digital entrepreneurship. I teach people how to handle digital financing and a whole lot more, right? So in your mindset, keep asking yourself, how can you improve yourself in other aspects aside just what you learned in school or the skill you picked up, all right? Now the next, you can't change your life overnight, but you can definitely change the direction of your life overnight. I repeat, you can't change your life overnight because life-changing events is a process. It's not an instant thing, all right? But you can definitely change your direction of your life overnight. So if you're headed in the wrong direction, you can redirect yourself from your mindset, and then you begin to move towards that goal or that target you've set for yourself in the right direction. So the next is clarity gives you focus. And then it is that focus that gives you energy so you don't burn out easily. So when you start something and you see yourself feeling weak, feeling discouraged, not knowing what next to do, feeling confused, it's because your thought processes on that venture is not yet clear. Immediately you bring in clarity into it, it energizes you. And how do you bring in clarity? You must define your why. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? If your why is not strong enough, you won't be able to endure through all the processes, the ups and downs it takes you to succeed in that venture. Once the why is clear and you've made up your mind, this is what I want to do, and this is the reason why I must do it. The next thing is how. How do you achieve it? Then you sit down and go to the blueprint or your drawing board and design how you intend to achieve it, right? So once the why and the how are written down and broken down into stages or into steps, immediately you have brought in clarity into that vision, that goal, or that target. Next thing, the energy comes because you've broken it into little steps, all right? And that way, you take it bit by bit and you don't burn out. The next is, who are those accompanying you in that journey? So if you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room, okay? There's no joy in playing small when you can play in the big league. If you stay with those who you are better than, the only thing that will happen is they're going to pull you down. But if you stay with those who are better than you, the only way you're going is up because they will pull you up. So always put yourself in a place where you will constantly keep learning. It doesn't matter. No knowledge is a waste. Just keep learning. Statistics have shown that anything the mind learns, if it does not keep relearning, you forget it within 24 minutes. That's how short the human's attentive lifespan is. In fact, as we speak now, it has dropped down to even just 5 minutes. With the current information overload. People are no longer patient again to go through long videos or long training. They want it quick, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Once you take a training past 10 minutes, you've lost virtually 80% of your class. It's funny. So only the few that have the discipline to sit through a 3-hour training, sit through a 1-hour training, take down jottings, make moves to break down what they've learned into actionable steps and begin to implement them. They are the ones that wealth will move towards. That's the truth. Because for wealth to gravitate towards you, you must create value. When you create that value, 2 things are involved: capacity and capability. Capacity now means how much of that wealth can your vessel contain. Capability, your ability to create that wealth. All right? So some people have infinite capability for value creation, and that's why they're able to create generational wealth. Some have limited ability, right? Well, one thing is to create, another thing is to contain it. So your capacity and capability are developed by self-development. Now, be careful with whom you share your goals and dreams, because the feedback is very powerful. Man is an animal of association. So we are easily influenced by people around us, the environment we find ourselves in, and we react to people's responses. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be liked, right? But take note of one thing. The rich doesn't care. They don't care for your love. They don't care for your like. They just want their respect. That's all. They follow specific principles and specific disciplines to get their outcome, which is that wealth. And they don't care whose ox is God. But it is the poor that always want to play to the gallery. They want to be loved. They want to be liked. At the end, they don't follow the principles of wealth, and they end up being broke and being beggarly and being needy. Have you always had people say that the rich are very wicked? They don't want to share money. They don't want to help anybody. No, not that they don't want to help anybody. They are principles. If you go to a rich man with problems, he will turn you back. He will tell you 10 reasons why he can't help you, because his money is not meant to solve people's problems. His money is meant to provide global solutions. That same rich man that will not give you money when you beg him for money to help yourself, come to that same rich man with an idea, a bankable idea. You will see him bring out millions to support it. So rather than go to people sharing your problems, go to them sharing ideas that they can invest in. And from that investment, you make all the money you need to solve your personal problems. So when you get to somebody who can help you, somebody bigger than you, never ever share your problems. Never do that. It's a wrong mindset. Instead, profile solutions, profile ideas, discuss businesses, discuss opportunities. That's what will open doors for the money you seek to come in, and then use the rest to continue with the business. Do you understand? So that's why I said it's very important you check who and who are beside you. Now, if you want to kill a big dream, share it with a small mind. That's the truth. You bring a very big idea and share with a small mind. First of all, the small mind will think you are even mad. You are crazy. Not because you are crazy, but because he cannot wrap his head around what you're talking about. Imagine somebody coming to tell his friend, when human beings were learning how to run long distance, you're not telling your friend you want to build something that will make you fly and then go across from one state to another. Imagine the Wright brothers when they were experimenting flying. How small minds we see them as stupid or crazy or mad. But today, those big minds with those big dreams bettered the air transportation industry. Now we are flying with planes, commercializing it, and it's now normal. Now, imagine how abnormal it sounded when Elon Musk says he wants to commercialize travel to the moon, as in space travel. In fact, he says that land in the moon now is free. And then he now wants to move people to Mars. I think that's his current goal now. So imagine, we have not finished conquering the earth. We now want to move to Mars. That's what small minds will be thinking. But maybe some centuries down the line after we are gone, some set of human beings will be living in Mars, normal, like we're living on earth now. So you can do anything you want to do. God has given you the capacity and capability, and everything you need to do it is available here on earth. It's just for you to sit down and begin to walk towards it. Okay? So don't let anybody kill your dream or vision, because only you know what you are seeing, and only you can make that thing happen. And then just put yourself with the right set of thinkers or people with the right mindset who see big dreams and give you support, or even blow the dream to become bigger. This Facebook, for example, through which ads you saw me or met me. When Facebook went to the guy that designed Napster, right? He wanted to make Facebook it was supposed to be a yearbook for his college mates in school. It was that guy that told him to blow. This thing is bigger than you think. This thing can go global. Now we designed it for him, and then he made the guy his first CEO. And then from there, this guy blew this dream up. And then today, you now have Facebook having over 3 billion people on the platform. Something that was supposed to just be a yearbook for 100 students in his classroom, right? And when he did that meeting with 3 of his friends. He invited 4 people. 1 didn't come. Out of the 3 that came, they started this process. Now imagine how rich the 3 are today. The one that didn't come for the meeting will be regretting all his life. So if Facebook had shared that dream of Facebook with small minds, today they would not like Facebook, it would have been in the dustbin. But because he shared it with big minds, what happened? That small idea is what has been blown up now. And is used by 3 billion human beings. Okay? Now, you need to keep telling the brain what is important to you to be able to activate the reticular activation system, RAS. What is RAS, the reticular activation system? Have you noticed that when you want to buy, let us say you want to buy a car, an example, and you say you want to buy a Toyota Camry, and maybe you love the silver color of the Toyota Camry, right? Suddenly, when you make up your mind, you want to buy a Toyota Camry silver color. Suddenly, you start seeing silver color Toyota Camry everywhere you go. You just start seeing it everywhere. You're wondering, is it how common this car is? It's not that the car is common. The fact is that because you have desired to buy that car, your brain activated the reticular activation system. So your eyes started seeing just Toyota Camry silver color as you go. Before they were there, but you weren't seeing them. What was more important to you was something else. Do you understand? That is it. So for anything you want to achieve on earth, one of the steps is to keep telling your brain how important that thing is to you. When you tell your brain long enough, the brain picks it on autopilot and begins to feed it to your subconscious just like that until it gets achieved. For example, when you start learning how to drive a car, you have to think when to change gear. If it's a manual car, think when to apply your brake, think when to put traffic light, think when to put the wiper. But as you start driving over time, sometimes you don't even know when you change the gear. You don't know, it's automatic. In fact, you start driving home, you start braking, turning, putting traffic light, doing things, because the subconscious mind, you've done it enough for the brain to take it into the subconscious, and then you're now doing it on autopilot. That's how success comes. All right? Now, when you know what you're looking for, you begin to see more of it by virtue of that reticular activation system. So you can use that RAS to your advantage as multiple times as you want to. Now, another thing you want to understand is that what goes on within you is much more important than what happens around you. It is the inside, as it's inside of you, that you should focus on. Don't worry what happens on the outside. Reasons being that external environment can change per time. You can be in Nigeria today, tomorrow you'll be in Canada. The consciousness in Nigeria is different from the consciousness in Canada. Do you understand? Now, what matters is you, because the you in Nigeria is the same you in Canada. But how you adapt when you get to Canada is dependent on what is inside you. If you get to Canada and you are empty, you will go there and exhibit emptiness because you were empty in Nigeria, so you'll be empty in Canada. But if you fill yourself up by personal development with lots of skills, survival skills here in Nigeria, then anywhere in the world you go to, that skill is in you. You are yourself. You will go in there, you will begin to see opportunities in line with the skill sets you possess for yourself. That's why it's very important that you concentrate on what is happening within you, not what's happening around you. And never set your goals on target based on your circumstances, because those circumstances will always change. set it based on who you are and who you intend to be. It doesn't matter. You will get there. All right? Now, next is always measure and assess the most important things to you, because performance measured is performance improved. If you don't measure something, there's no way you can work on improving it. The same way in trading, crypto trading, when you go with a portfolio to manage, you check how much the portfolio is. As you're managing that portfolio, you keep checking, is it increasing? Is it reducing? At what percentage is it increasing? What is my trading frequency? Do I need to trade some more, or do I need to hands off some more? For example, you can notice maybe that when you trade, maybe say between 10 and 12, you make a lot of losses. But when you trade between 3 and 6, you make more profit. Maybe because you are more relaxed in the evening than in the mornings. Then what do? You forget about trading in the morning and start trading 4 to 6. Because if you trade 10 to 12, you always make losses. And then you come back 4 to 6 to make them back. And if you keep losing and winning, and you are losing more than you are winning, your portfolio is going backwards. So you see how you keep measuring these things. And you measure when are you in your best elements? What are your emotional inclinations? Are you at your best in the weekends? Let's say you're working class, you work from Monday to Friday. It might not be best to come back from work and start trading in the evening. You are under pressure. You just need to relax. You might decide to be trading on weekends. You can start to trade in the morning. Set your trades in the morning. Let's say you wake up by 3, 4 a.m. Set your trades, then go to work. Then come back in the evening to see how your trades went on. So these are all part of it. So you need to keep measuring. Then you keep checking also, what was my life before I went into crypto? What was my life after I entered crypto? You measure. What's my bank statement like? You measure. All right? So you must keep measuring. That's how you keep improving yourself on the go. Next thing is, you must understand that obstacles lead to elevation when going through the roller coaster storms of life. It's never a smooth ride. There will always be ups, there will always be downs. No matter how good you are in life, that's how the world is designed. It's never smooth for everybody. So those obstacles are coming to challenge you to improve yourself. Okay? That's it. See obstacles as a challenge to improve yourself, not as something to discourage you from where you are headed. All right? Now, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. Because it is through those answers that you now know whether you're getting better or you're going backwards. There are certain questions that only you can answer. And you must keep asking yourself those questions time after time to keep revalidating your decisions, to keep revalidating your achievements, and to keep moving forward. Now, one thing you must understand is the power of words or statements. One of those statements is this: I can't afford it, versus how can I afford it? Two people met the same situation, but one told himself, I can't afford this. Outrightly, the brain locks off any means of reasoning towards how to afford it. And so you log out. What happens? You leave the group, or you leave the place, or you abandon ship. Another person meets that same thing, desires it, wants it, doesn't have the funds, but asks himself, how can I afford this? Now, the brain begins to process this one in a different way. The brain begins to ask the person, what can you do? You are healthy, you have time, you have knowledge. What knowledge can you give in return to get some money to purchase this? Or can we break this thing into part payments and make payments? Or how do I negotiate? What do I give in return for this? You know, your brain begins to assess, okay, what if I do so job? Can I increase what I charge for 2 or 3, 4 jobs I'm doing, so the excess can go into purchasing this? You see how? Or do I deny myself these 1, 2, 3 pleasures so I can afford this? Do you get? So this is where most people lose it. The rich man, when he sees any opportunity he likes, he says yes first to it, then goes back to think of how to actualize it. But the poor, once they see opportunity, they see the pricing, they are off. And what happens? They remain where they are, whereas they are supposed to be in higher position than where they are. All right? So how can you differentiate yourself right now and gain your own market share? The world is a market. Everybody is struggling for a share of that market. In that field you find yourself in, you're not the only one there. If you're an economist, you're not the only economist. If you're an agric engineer, you're not the only agric engineer. Whatever it is you do for a living, you're not the only one there. There are many other people in that field struggling. So how do you separate yourself from that crowd and offer unique services that people will now want to do business with you directly and not with others? It's not about being the best orange in the basket. It's about being the only apple in a basket of oranges. That's the concept. How do you differentiate yourself? You differentiate yourself by knowledge. Knowledge is broken into two. Knowledge, that means know and edge. So what you know is the edge you have over others. So if you know how to do something better, of course your style will be different. Your delivery will be different. Your outcome will be unique. And what will happen? Those who are worthy of the value you've created will come towards you. So it's not about making your product cheap. Because no matter how cheap your product is, some people will still say, why not give it to us for free? That means you can design something and even sell it for ₦1. People will still ask you, why are you selling for ₦1? You should give it for free. so it doesn't matter. So when you create value, put a price to it that's equivalent to the value you have created. But please don't overprice your products. That means don't take it more than what the value is. That's cheating. All right. Instead, deliver more value and then bring the price a little lower, so that people will be happy when they take in what you've created and compliment and commend you and give you good testimonials. All right. So that's it. And then you always have to have this mindset. I will until. That means you have a goal you want to achieve and there's a process. The process is difficult, it's tasking, it's, discouraging, but you tell yourself, I will keep doing what it takes until I achieve this result. So have the no fear, no fail mindset and attitude. When you enter crypto trading ab initio, you will start making losses initially. Don't get discouraged. Tell yourself, I will until I will keep practicing. I will keep looking at my charts. I will keep doing my technical analysis. I will keep doing my fundamental analysis until I get good at it. And once you get good at it, once you see a chart, your reticular activation system, like I taught you earlier on, will immediately pick that this is an opportunity. This is an entry opportunity. Your instinct will tell you this is an opportunity. You can tell from the chart patterns, the upward going flag. Maybe you see that pattern. Even without drawing your lines, your trend lines and all, you look at the chart, it's like, this is my entry point. All you need to do is maybe wait to get a double shoulder and then you enter. Or triple shoulder, as the case may be, depending on how your own trading strategy is. Okay? So that's the winning mindset. Now, in summary of this all, the right mindset are the following. One, you must understand that the brain doesn't know the difference between visualization and reality. So your imaginations are real. When you go into trading with fear, it will reflect there in the system. When you enter with confidence, it will reflect there in the system. The same thing anything you do in life. Okay? That's why when you dream, maybe someone is chasing you in the dream, you wake up in real life actually sweating. That's because the brain does not recognize that you were dreaming or you were awake. No. The same processes, the thought processes the brain goes through when you are doing physical activity is the same process it goes through when you are dreaming. There's no difference. Same thing happens in body chemistry. You see a woman you like. You've not talked to the woman yet or the girl yet. But your brain, because your thought process is processing you talking to that girl, immediately you begin to feel the emotions in your body. And you've not spoken to the girl even. If she has not even come near you. That shows you the brain does not know the difference between your imagination, your visualization, and reality. So be careful what you feed your brain in the comfort of your room or in your home or in the secret or in the dark or anywhere. What are your content providers? Guard your content providers jealously and seriously. That means wherever you get information for that gets to your brain, please watch it. If it's in television, watch what you watch or what you look at. If it's online internet, avoid negative news, avoid gory pictures, barbaric pictures, this love, bad news on social media. Don't let those things get to your mind. Always look at beautiful pictures, beautiful images, the lifestyle you want to live. Go and bring, if you've not built a house for yourself yet, go and bring a picture of the house, your dream house. Post it in your room. Put it as a wallpaper on your phone. Put it on your laptop. Keep seeing it. But as you keep seeing it over and over again, your mind and brain will process things you will do and you will print it out in real life over time. Whatever you visualize or you meditate on long enough, the universe has a way to come to assist you make it reality. All right? So the success in crypto trading investing starts first from your mindset in your brain. I can't help you do that. You must do that for yourself. Once you get it wrong, then the brain, it will show in your outcome, in your trading, in your results, in your bank account. And if you also want to make money, you must first make it in here before it appears in your wallet, in your hand. Do you understand? So it all starts here. Now, next thing is, everything starts in your mind, like I was explaining. If you cannot envision it, you cannot achieve it. So it starts here. And then you don't make what you want, you make who you are. So as we enter into the crypto trading sessions, take note. Initially, I will teach you what to do. I will give you signals, show you. But the goal is not to keep you dependent on me. The goal is to make you begin to think like me so you can operate on your own by yourself anywhere in the world you find yourself. Because I will not live forever. And I'm a mentor. I'm not a slave driver. So I'm supposed to transfer all I have into you. But then, to get the kind of results I have now, you have to become who I have become. And so when you start your crypto trading journey, first of all, you begin to make who you are. As you improve, as you get better, as you understand charts better, as you begin to make right decisions, have good risk management strategies, you begin to improve. Then your finances in the crypto space also starts increasing. So it's not a get rich quick scheme. Your finances improve as you improve your skills in the crypto trading and investing industry. All right? So it's not magic. And that's why when a student asks me, what is my guarantee? I told the person 85%. Why? Because I can drag you to the stream, but I can't force you to drink. You can drag a horse to the stream, but you can't force it to drink. So also I can give you the right tools. I've had experiences where in my class, 100 students, I taught them the same thing, gave them the same hours, gave them the same attention, but they had different results. Some were doing very well, some were doing very badly, some were doing averagely. So I now found that I have to do with the mindset. And that's why I started inculcating mindset training in my classes to my students. So my processes work, my trainings work, my teachings work. There's a lot of testimonies of people who it has changed their lives. But then there are some who it didn't do anything to. What happened? It was their fault, not my own fault. So I'll give you my best. But the result you make is dependent on you. Okay? Now, you can never go past your self-imposed limitations. Get this. Only you can limit yourself. Every other thing around you, that's what they say. When you say yes, God says yes. If you say no, God says no. It's up to you. If you agree, God agrees. It's because you're a God too. How you design your life is how it is. If you like staying in face me and face you room, God will not come and change you and put you in a duplex. No, you are the one that will say, I am tired of this face me and face you. I want to move into a bungalow of my own. Then you begin to walk towards it. And then God also comes to help you. The universe helps you. And you achieve it. And you move into a bungalow. And someday tell yourself, I'm tired of bungalow. I want to go into a duplex. Or I want to build my own house. Maybe you agree and tell yourself, I want to build my own house. What happens? God comes in. The universe comes in. Things start happening. Contrast starts coming. Somehow God starts blessing your business. Before you know it, you are in your own house. The same way, you say, I want to get married. What happens? Wife material start coming your way, depending on the vision of the kind of woman you want to marry. So it's not about the money you have. It's about when you decide you now want to become a family man. And what happens? You begin to make friends with people who are in the family way. They begin to advise you. Before you know it, you are married. So and then you see somebody who has all the money in the world, and yet he's not yet married because he's not ready. So it's not about money. It's about the mindset. When you're ready, you're ready. You're not ready, you're not ready. And once the person gets ready, universe brings what he wants. So everything we want is already there. It's in the universe somewhere. It's your ability to use your mindset to attract it to you. That's what matters. Some have developed themselves where they can attract things faster. Some, it is slow. So whatever the universe brings your way is what you are able to attract to yourself. So it's up to you. So if you tell yourself, I cannot do this, automatically you've locked yourself out from any potentials of you doing that thing. That's why you must always keep improving yourself. So you must constantly keep opening your eyes and mind to possibilities. That's the next step. Once you've gone past imposing limitations to yourself, next thing is when you're at the mode where you believe you can do anything if you learn how to. So I tell people, don't tell yourself, I'm a doctor, I'm a pharmacist, I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, I'm a soldier, I'm a policeman. No, you're not that. You learned how to be a doctor. You learned how to be a soldier. You learned how to be a pilot, right? So you can learn also how to do another thing. In a space of 5 years, every man can pick a new skill. Take note, wherever you are today, mark today, today's date, 5 years from now is enough to pick a new skill. Anything you want to do in life, in every 5 years, you can pick a new skill. So you must always constantly keep opening your eyes and mind to possibilities, because the world is dynamic. It's always changing. As the world is changing, you too ought to be dynamic. If you don't keep changing as the world is changing, you will go obsolete. That's the essence of constantly improving yourself. So in this age and time, the world has gone digital. Phones have gone mobile. Remember when phones were big handsets, dialing in your office, in your house? There was a time when phones were only in offices, they couldn't be in homes. Today now, phones are in our palms. Now we are communicating through it, even doing lectures through it. So the world is moving. In future, we're not even using phones again. We're using chip implants in our hands or in our brain somewhere and communicating. You never can tell how crazy technology and science can get. So today now, crypto wasn't available some 20 years ago. Now, crypto is available. Today, crypto is the new thing. And the early entrants will benefit from it. Some 10, 15, 20 years down the line, crypto will now become a normal thing for everybody. It is those early entrants that will take the opportunity to have what we call life-changing gains and profit. Now the world is still yet to adopt it in full. As we speak now, the total number of people using crypto in the world is about 348 million people. In a world of 8 billion human beings. Imagine what will happen when adopters clock 1 billion. Imagine when it becomes 2 billion. So you are very early to this game. Use it to your advantage. Okay? Now, the secrets they won't tell you. Number one, it doesn't matter the tactic or strategy. That's not what's important. What's important is your mindset going into that trading tactic or strategy. You can have 10 people use the same trading strategy in the crypto space, and the whole 10 will have different outcomes. Why? Because their entry points and their exit points will differ based on their knowledge of the crypto space or the knowledge of the chart they are reading. So you teach one strategy to 10 students. They use that same strategy on the same coin at the same time, but they're at different points. Maybe someone is in Enugu, one is in Lagos, one is in Abuja, one is in Canada, different places, right? And they trade that same coin, that same strategy. Go and look at their profits, it will be different. Difference is mindset. And what is that mindset? The risk appetite of the trader. A trader can decide to take a 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 position. That means one to one means you want to use $50 to make $50, for example. So you are willing to risk $50 to make $100. If you make it, because you enter with 50, right? If you make another 50, that's 100. So you can either make 100 or you lose the 50. So your risk is 1 to 1. So a person's risk appetite might be using $50 to make $200. That is 1 to 4. Another person can be using 50 to make 150. That's 1 to 3. So when you to enter a trade, for example, and then the coin is going up, the person who set 1 to 1, immediately the coin reaches 1 to 1, which is $100. He has put his take profit. He takes profit. He's okay with it. Another guy might have put in 1 to 4, which means he wants to use $50 to make $200, and the trade is going. He stays longer in the trade. Maybe the trade doesn't hit that 1 to 4, and market reverses. Maybe he now ends up losing. The market goes down drastically. Maybe one news comes out from somewhere, and the news affects the market. Let us say the news comes out that Binance is in court for something. For example, maybe you are in trade with BNB coin. That news goes around. There is panic. There's fear in the industry. Market dumps. Suddenly, the person who entered 1 to 1 has made $50 profit and is smiling. The person who entered at 1 to 4, market turned before he got to 1 to 4. So it now fell and then triggered his stop loss. So he lost on the same coin pair, the same trading strategy, the same signal, but just different risk appetites or risk ratio. And that's it. So you see why it's not about the strategy, like I keep saying. What's most important is your mindset going into that tactic or strategy. And the reverse might be the case. Most like that person that took a 1 to 4 position, market might end up going 1 to 4 and he makes $200 because he's good at taking more risks, right? The other person is risk averse, so he was playing safe and went 1 to 1. This other person likes risks. He can take risks. He's willing to take risks just to get big profit. So what happens? He uses $50 to make $200, whereas the other person uses $50 and made only $50 extra. So at the end of the month, this one has $50 for the capital. The other person has $150 for the same capital. You see how mindset works in the trading game. So it's up to you. But don't change your own strategy because of me. Let me give an example. That I love taking risk does not mean you should also love taking risk. I can give you a signal. On your own, you adjust it to your own risk appetite. I've had students who are used to, these Ninja bets, as in sports betting, right? People who bet sports, they have these different odds, okay? So some are used to maybe betting for 5 games and losing all 5 games. It doesn't stop them from still going to bet on the 6th game. Maybe in that 6th game now, he makes his own money. Some will bet and lose 20 games. I've seen, and then go and make one bet, maybe use 100 naira and bet on 20 matches. Surprisingly, you use 100 naira and win 2 million. You know that kind of risk. So they're used to it. So they love the adrenaline rush. So when they bring that kind of risk appetite into the crypto space, those guys lose a lot. But when they hit very hard. They just hit one and go and buy Benz and build house straight. And then those who are careful traders might trade carefully, still make money, but in 5-8 years, they've still not bought a car yet. 5-8 years is too long. Let me not exaggerate. Let's just say let's say 1 year, 2 years, they've still not gotten what they want to get, because they've not lost the capital though. They are in good profits. That's what I'm telling you, that they're okay, right? But they might not be flamboyant, buying Benz, buying flashy cars and all that. All right? Because they are conservative in nature. So they are succeeding. But the other person is reckless. He has a very large risk appetite. He can come into crypto and lose the first 4 million in the first 1 month. And instead of going home, he goes and brings another 5 million again into the trade, into another trade again. And then one day, that 5 million he brings in might be the one that will give him the 100 million. So do what works for you. Choose a style that will make you sleep at night comfortably. Don't choose one that you will start trading and then your heart, you are dying of hypertension. Okay? So don't look at what another person is doing. Choose what works for you. Create your own strategy and follow it through, because everybody is different by virtue of our upbringing, by virtue of our experiences in life, by virtue of our training or what we do for a living, and by virtue of who we are. Okay? So that's the most powerful piece of armor you can put on as a person and an entrepreneur. That is the mindset going into a tactic or strategy. That's your most powerful armor. So don't joke with it. Okay? So this is a new year, 2023. Doesn't matter if we are in June, doesn't matter if it's January, doesn't matter. The year starts at any point in time you want it to start. So this might be your own start of your own 2023. Because before now, you've been doing everything the same way you've been doing it for the past 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, depends on you. And maybe now you've made up your mind, you want to now bring in cryptocurrency into the scales you intend to possess. And then also use it to make money for yourself. So in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, this is your new year, 2023. Now, new promotion, new endorsements, new businesses, because once you enter the crypto space, the new set of things happening in your life. And what happens? You're going to face new challenges. All right? Begin to read charts, begin to follow numbers, begin to read news, begin to read fundamental analysis of various projects. They are all challenging. And already, we all have 24 hours in a day. So you have to now find a way to cut out some more time for yourself to be able to do all this. And then you're going to have new responsibilities. And there's going to need to new relationship, because as you join the academy, you meet older traders, you meet younger traders, you begin already in this WhatsApp group already, are meeting new people already. You begin to interact with them. There are some ask questions you learn. Some are the silent type, they won't talk in the group. They're just the monitoring. Some are vocal, they will speak, and all sorts. So you meet a lot of people, right? And then new opportunities, new trading opportunities, 24 hours of the day. I told you, if you miss a trading opportunity, don't worry, it keeps coming around the clock. All right? And then you need to break new grounds to get more confidence. And what next? New skills. You're about to bring in cryptocurrency trading as a skill you intend to master. Or you join the academy, you're moving towards mastering cryptocurrency trading and investing, and various trading strategies and skills. So that's a new skill, which you can now use that skill in any part of the world to make money for yourself. And what next? New dreams. Because you start this cryptocurrency space, you tell yourself, this is what I want to achieve with the monies or profits I make from trading. A new car, a new house, a new business, new office equipment, you get whatever it is, name it. All right? New dreams. And what next? Your 2023 begins to look better. The first 4 weeks you are training, the next 4 weeks you are perfecting your skills, and within 3 months you've gotten so well, and before you know it, you are now minting money for yourself. And what happens? You now have a renewed mind, because you must constantly keep working on the mind. Your mind is not able to accommodate numbers more. Your mind is not able to see charts, retain them, recognize when they play a game, because market happens in cycles. What goes around comes around, goes around comes around. So you always notice at which cycle you made money. When you see that cycle happening again, you go in by instinct, because your mind has read charts over and over again that is now your second nature. All right? And with that renewed mindset, there is no stopping you in terms of how much money you can make for yourself in this space. Okay? So that brings me to the end of this lecture, and I'm open for questions. If you have any questions, unmute yourself and share with me. Share with me what you learned. Just if you don't want to speak, just go to the chat room and type what out of what I've taught now, which of them most resonated with you. Hello, can you hear me? Can someone just type in summary, just summarize what you learned or what got to you most in my teachings? Just type in the chat, let me look at it. Or if you want to speak, you can raise your hand and unmute yourself and speak. Hello, is anybody going to speak?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yes.
Okay. My name is Marvin.
Marvin.
Yeah, from Lagos.
Okay.
So yeah, I think quite aligning myself with I wasn't even from the start. I didn't join the class from the start because I was in traffic. So all this while I was
Oh,
just listening because I couldn't even play the video or anything. I just plug in my earphone in my ears and listening to the audio. I think it's quite amazing, like in the aspect of you attracting what because what I really believe in this universe is you attract what you are. You understand? So
that's true.
I quite align myself with that. Like you are 100% right on that aspect. You know, uh, I'm the guy that asked the success rate of your academy. So well,
Okay. Okay, I
so
didn't even know. I discussed it just now.
okay, yeah. So I wasn't even expecting you to tell me it is 100% because I'll be like
Okay.
no, because all I needed is just probably 65 or 75 or something, but 85
Okay.
it okay because it's not really gonna be 100. You understand?
Yeah.
So because I'm this type, like I'm a risk taker.
Okay.
Like it doesn't really matter. Like let's just do it. You know, if I should see a glimpse of hope, I can stick to that. You know,
Okay.
so I've been really searching for someone who's going to mentor me on this part of cryptocurrency. You understand? So
Yes.
joining in your class, I can feel your vibration, I can feel your confidence and everything. And I think it okay. And I say I really appreciate once again. You're really doing a great job. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. All right. So what you do for me, when you go into the group also, just put in some word, let others also have an idea of what we are learning. That will also encourage them. I know they are very busy, but you are encouraged to come to class from time to time, pending till they're able to join the academy and we can start doing practical classes. So I want to thank you all once again. I wanted this class to just be an hour, but I think we spent more than that, but it's okay. Whenever I'm sharing knowledge, it's always my joy, okay? So from me to you all, good night and have a wonderful night rest. I look forward to seeing you guys in the academy, okay? And as always, keep immersing yourself in knowledge and self-development, okay? All right, so bye everyone, and let's go back to the WhatsApp group.